Boys and girls, ladies and gentlemen, children of all ages, I'm going to put a disclaimer right here at the very front of this video because all of this currently right now is rumor when it comes to the new Green Lantern series. There's a few things that have been confirmed. There's a couple of things out there that have been said that obviously point in this exact same direction. But as of right now, going forward, all reactions to this news out there will be strictly based on a rumor out there, boys and girls. There's also potential spoilers at the end of this video as well for some stuff going on with the Green Lantern series. So just a friendly FYI about all of that right now, because as of right now, it's looking like Tom King, yes, the disastrous dumpster fire guy over there at DC, is going to turn the new Green Lantern series into nothing more than a bunch of hot, woke garbage. And ladies and gentlemen, this is going to turn into nothing more than a disastrous dumpster fire. And hopefully somebody inside of DC puts their foot down and stops this person, because as of right now, things are not looking good for new James Gunn's new Lantern series, because everything the people involved in this are saying does not look good. It's a lot of the same kind of nonsense talking points that we've heard in all this kind of stuff in the past with the DEI and diversity and modernized stories and yada, yada, yada. And as of right now, straight from the horse's mouth, boys and girls, things are not looking good very much for the Green Lantern series out there. So it could end up being a disastrous dumpster fire, and DC could end up giving a big pile of mixed bag garbage. And considering Tom King's involved, could we honestly have expected anything less? So boys and girls from CosmicBook.News and our dear sweet Matt McGloin, James Gunn's Lanterns woke? Hinted by Tom King and rumored casting. So yes, boys and girls, we've got some comments from Tom King that obviously throw up a big red flag for many of us out there paying attention, and considering some of the rumors about the story that have been talked about and some of the casting that's kind of helped back all of that stuff up, it looks like, boys and girls, we could going down the path of nothing more than a bunch of hot woke garbage, all of DEI kind of nonsense and kind of garbage, and also having a hero not be a very stand-up guy as well. And color us shocked there, even with all of the DEI nonsense, your heroes aren't going to be actually heroes in any way, shape, or form. No, they're just going to be a bunch of broken messes. And color us shocked there for a modern audience that doesn't exist. For the love of God, Zaslav, get rid of Tom King and Lindelof, fire them, and never, ever, ever speak to them ever again. So we're going to check out this article from CosmicBook.News and get into all of the juicy details. But before we do, if you do enjoy our content, hit that like button, share with all your friends, and subscribe or follow if you have not already, boys and girls, because we are grinding, we are growing, and I could not do that without every single one of you. Also, leave us a comment in the section down below. Do you believe these rumors to be true? Would you expect anything else out of modern Hollywood right now? Did you actually have some cautious optimism like I did about the new Green Lantern series, hoping it would actually be good because I've wanted to see these characters done properly so well in live action? Or did you automatically assume because of Tom King and Lindelof were involved in this that it was going to be nothing more than hot woke garbage just like the Watchmen series? Let us know what you think about all that in the comment section down below. And if you'd like to support the channel, please check out the links in the description as well. So for Matt McGloin over at CosmicBook.News, I knew when we heard that James Gunn's Lantern series, TV series, had Tom King and Damon Lindelof involved that we might be in trouble. It's sounding more and more as if the DCU Lantern series will be woke and all about teaching us life lessons. Oh yay, they're going to talk down to all of the stupid fans out there that are just a bunch of ists and phobes, and we're going to train you, we're going to brainwash you, we're going to make you right. Don't you worry, boys and girls, because we're better and smarter and faster than any of you out there, and we know the proper way to live life. Oh, here we go again. Haven't we taught you this lesson yet enough, old man? We get hints that my initial feelings might be correct from Tom King, who writes for DC Comics and Lanterns TV series and consults with James Gunn on the DCU, as well as from a rumored casting description for confirmed actors. Lindelof was also behind the Watchmen TV series. How did that work out? And how did this guy not get fired from Warner Brothers, never to see the light of day ever inside of that, after that disastrous dumpster fire of a Watchmen series that not only was disastrous in the ratings, but every single fan out there hated it with an almighty passion? I mean, seriously, how is that guy still getting work? But hey, I guess you could say the same thing about Tom King, huh? If you're not familiar with Tom King, he's a former CIA, and as Matt points out, they never truly leave the CIA, i.e. Twitter files, boys and girls, officer who now writes for DC Comics. And honestly, I didn't know that before this article. I didn't know that before today. And the fact that Tom King is a CIA spook, is a CIA operative, color me shocked there. DC is in the current state it's in. Wow. Who would have ever thought something like that would have happened, boys and girls? I know, strange concept that a government agent is out there trying to intentionally brainwash and destroy modern comics out there, destroy actual good heroes. I know. Who would have ever thought that a government agent might be some woke kind of person out there intentionally trying to destroy things? I know, strange concept, right? Well, his comics feature woke disclaimers about offensive terminology. And King allegedly tried to get a comic book artist canceled because of his politics. How did Gunn like that? Yeah, seriously, like, come on, James, do a little bit better here. But maybe James not completely as in charge as what he thinks he is after all. Among other things, sounds like a stand-up dude. Now, while speaking with Business Insider, the alarm bells go off as King says the Lantern series is about making the characters relevant today and the issues of everything we're dealing with. And we all know what that means. Yes, indeed. Red flags after red flags. Damon, Chris, and I came with a lot of love for the material, and we wanted to do what I've always done in comics, which is take these original creations and show why they're still relevant today. While they'd still be relevant today because they tell, as the characters originally intended, they tell timeless stories of good versus evil and morals and teachings and values that we as an entire population, as an entire planet, can all kind of get around and actually be behind unless you're one of those crazy little psychopaths, which clearly Tom King is. So that being said, yeah, we kind of know where all of this kind of stuff is going now, don't we? Which is take these original creations and show why they're still relevant today and why they can speak to both the audience and the issues of everything we're dealing with. Oh boy, that's right. Modern politics for a modern audience in a modern retelling of the Green Lantern story. Boys and girls, aren't you excited? I bet you can't wait to watch this disastrous dumpster fire blow up in every single one of their faces and be a ratings disaster after all their highs of the Penguin. And yes, boys and girls, we will be documenting every single second of that disastrous dumpster fire because guess what? James Gunn and David Zaslav, you dumbasses hired this moron and you're going to get exactly what you deserve and I can't wait for it. So what is Lanterns about? The official description says the series will follow new recruit John Steward and Lantern legend Hal Jordon, two intergalactic cops drawn into a dark Earth-based mystery as they investigate a murder in the American heartland. Oh yes, you remember those flyover states, boys and girls? You know how all these elites view those now, don't you? However, at the same time, I've seen various descriptions suggesting that Hal Jordon is over the hill or washed up and doesn't get along with Stewart. I think we can all see where this is going. Boy, color a shock there. That's right. The new POC is going to come in there and show the broken old man how it's done, boys and girls. Boy, you just can't wait for that, can you? Also, I think the series will be set in the heartland of America. We can potentially see where this series could be going, especially after the big election win by you-know-who. Don't mention that name to Gunn, King, or Lindelof. Oh, color a shock there. They're a bunch of libtards. Oh, wow. I couldn't have expected anything. Fans also think James Gunn is going to kill off Hal Jordon in the series. If that happens, we riot, boys and girls. And by riots, I mean we go out there and make our voices heard very loudly and very clearly on social media. We write angry emails and we let them know, and we let David Zaslav know exactly how much of a stupid idea that was, and that hashtag we want Hal Jordon, boys and girls. What does the casting rumors say? Regarding the casting, recently saw the confirmation that Purna Jagannath is playing Zoe in the Lantern series. Previous to the cast, a rumor hit the net that Purna Jagannath was being cast in the role as Zoe, and guess what? Now confirmed. However, the rumor says John Stewart gets into an affair with an older woman named Zoe. She's a Native American woman and the only person of color in an all-white town. Zoe's married to a businessman named Dylan, and he's described as one of the antagonists of the series. Yes, boys and girls, isn't that what you want to see from your John Stewart? You know, the military guy that was always so Stetworth and all of the kind of wonderful ways he did things, that was always so analytic, and he was always the most stand-up guy out there. Yes, boys and girls, they're going to take John Stewart, the soldier you knew that was always true to his word and always true to the core and always doing the right thing out there and always saving his friends. No, no, no. We're going to break him down and we're going to reimagine him as a guy that gets hooked up with a married white woman or a married Indian woman. Yeah, that's wonderful. Isn't that exactly what one of our heroes? Isn't that exactly what wants to inspire you? Isn't that exactly what John Stewart is meant to do? Inspire you to cause infidelity in a marriage? Boys and girls, ain't that a hero you can hang your hat on? Boy, I tell you what, and I bet you it'll end up wonderful for him, too. They'll probably run off and there'll be a racist white man in all the racist town, and John Stewart will take her off and they'll have this wonderful little relationship and yada, 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 yada. Because that's what a John Stewart kind of hero does, according to Lindelof and Tom King. He whores around in a fucking small town and takes a woman away from her husband. Yeah, that's the kind of John Stewart we all know and love, isn't it, boys and girls? Well, of course, Dylan will probably be a white dude, which looks to be Garrett Dylan Hunt as William McCon, as Dylan Hunt was named in the original rumor with Porna Jaganitha. As well as I pointed out, Porna Jaganith isn't even a Native American Indian, and Native Americans don't consider themselves POCs. She's actually the daughter of an Indian diplomat, as in India, and Indians from India also don't consider themselves POC. Yeah, try to lump them all in with all of that kind of stuff. I've worked for a few. Trust me, they don't like any of that kind of nonsense one bit. It could be the casting call got the info wrong, but again, both Porna Jaganet and Garrett Dillahunt were named in the rumor, and with their casting since confirmed, it's probably safe to say the description is also somewhat true, or at least used to ideas being tossed around. So this, like I said, this is all still rumor. And now here's the big spoiler section of the article. So if we haven't already spoiled it enough for you, boys and girls, here's the full breakdown of what the spoiler is and why Matt thinks it's going to go woke, which, considering all of the evidence out there, I don't have any reason to disagree with him. Possible spoilers. So if I had to guess how the Lanterns could potentially woke, putting everything together, the series follows the old white dude, Hal Jordon, who goes to investigate something in America's heartland, the whitest place on planet Earth. Hal, the old bastard, doesn't want to be there and is miserable. Hal is forced to have an angry young black John Steward tag along, who Hal doesn't want to be bothered with. Hal and the black John Steward arrive at a town of racists. One white guy somehow happens to be married to a POC who is the only POC they've ever seen. The wife is also miserable and she hates her racist husband and racist town folks, how she feels have been holding her back her entire life. Rumored plot of Marvel's Fantastic Four, minus the racism. The 30-year-old John Stewart gets into a relationship with the 50-year-old POC. You know, because they're both POC, even though Native Americans and Indians are not. But that's how Hollywood views all of these people. That's the problem with this kind of nonsense. It's literally one of them situations where, like, that's the kind of garbage that we have seen these people do in the past, because, like, literally this is like, it doesn't make any sense whatsoever. But that is the elitism. That is what these people out there in Hollywood, they think they know better than the people that are actually of the race. Latinx, anybody? I don't know how many of I'm Hispanic. I don't know how many of my Hispanic friends out there absolutely lost their shit over that. They thought that was the dumbest thing on the planet, and I completely agree. But it's, of course, these elitists. It's our betters out there that they know better than us poor little POCs, boys and girls, and they're going to lift up us out of the gutter, and they're going to educate us, and they're going to make us just like them. Yeah, fuck that, and shove that shit where the sun don't shine. John Stewart is the DCU's Green Lantern. DC just gave John Stewart a massive statue, too. So, yeah, boys and girls, this is where we at. And as Mike says, I hope I'm wrong. And I hope he is, too. I hope all of this is wrong. I hope all of this is nothing more than just a crazy-ass rumor. But at the end of the day, considering the people that are involved in this, I mean, you got Lindelof and you've got Tom King, a former CIA spook. I mean, literally, this is going to probably nothing more than be the exact same kind of woke hot garbage that has honestly gotten Warner Brothers into the current financial situation that they are in. I mean, come on. I mean, literally, like the Birds of Prey movie, like how well did that go over? Yeah, how much money did that make at the box office? The Flash movie with Ezra Miller, the gender swapped Supergirl or the race swapped Supergirl. I mean, we already talked about we've talked about the Batgirl movie that was shelved a long time ago, and which was nothing more than literally just being, I mean, literally was just completely and totally shelved. It was better off to have it as a tax write-off than think it would actually bring you any kind of revenue in any way, shape, or form. How many times do we have to teach you this lesson, old man? David Zaslav, you should have known better. You should have known from the Watchmen series alone that Lindelof is a hack and will put his agenda over absolutely everything and completely and totally destroy and devastate a series. And I mean, Tom King, he's literally a CIA spook. We saw how well that worked out at Twitter. How well is that going to work out for the Green Lantern series? Probably not very well at all. This thing's probably going to end up turning into a disastrous dumpster fire. And honestly, boys and girls, even if you want to yell at me and go, well, it's just rumor, it might still be great, yada, 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 I don't care. Okay, Hollywood has done this to us time and time again. We are far beyond the once burned, twice shy at this point, boys and girls. We have been burned time and time again with Hollywood. There is no reason whatsoever to give them the benefit of the doubt in any way, shape, or form. It would not surprise me one bit if this ends up being nothing more than hot woke garbage, all trashing white people and all of the exact same kind of nonsense we have seen time and time again out of Hollywood. But you know what? I do hope I'm wrong, but more often than not, history repeats itself. It doesn't just rhyme. History just repeats itself. It also rhymes. And that's what we have seen happen time and time again. So until James Gunn, Peter Safran, David Zaslav, and everybody else over there in charge of this what's potentially going to be a hot pile steaming of green garbage, until they show us something that tells us otherwise, boys and girls, there is no reason not to believe every single one of these rumors and go after them and absolutely ask questions and force opinions and make your voices heard. You do not want a woke Green Lantern series making John Steward out to be some kind of crazy, trashy guy that's an angry black man and, of course, completely and totally screw over Hal Jordon. Make heroes great again, Zaslav. Stop giving us this modern interpretation bullshit that has turned your industry into the exact dumpster fire it currently finds us in. At the end of the day, we want good stories with good heroes who are upstanding people and who do the right thing. Not this, gray superhero bullshit that they've been feeding us for a long time. At the end of the day, all we want is good stories. Make the fans happy and we'll make you rich. Piss us off, we'll watch you burn down to the ground. At the end of the day, we just want to make heroes great again, boys and girls.